What's up, folks? Zia Jackson here of ZiaJackson.com, and in this video we'll be taking the 5 business and marketing lessons that we can learn from Eminem's latest project, Kamikaze. All right, the album came out on August 31st, I believe, and yeah, it's been generating a whole lot of buzz. And what I'm just really going to do, I'm not going to dissect the album, but I'm going to tell you some business lessons that I got from it. Okay, now I had to type these out here on my computer here because it was meaning I had a lot of them listed. I'm gonna just pick the top 5 here. So the first one we got here is, if you got haters, right? If you got haters, take everything they could possibly say about you, your product, thinking about you or your product, and turn that into a profitable piece of content. Okay, now what do I actually mean by that? It's actually pretty simple. Anything anybody can say about you, negative or good, doesn't really matter. You know, a wise man once said, I don't know who said it, but a wise man once said, any publicity is good publicity. So with that said, I mean, you got to be able to take that fuel being directed at you and turn that into a profitable piece of content, kind of like what M did with its entire freaking album. I mean, you could tell like where it's coming from. The critics. He basically took everything those critics were saying about his last album, Revival, and he put that into this album. He created a whole new profitable piece of content based on what the critics were saying and things of that nature, right? So you can pretty much do the same thing for your own business. So personally for me, I do it in email, right? Anytime somebody says anything bad about me, I write an email about it. It doesn't matter, okay? It could be a YouTube comment, write an email about it. It could be a Twitter tweet, write an email about it. Warrior Forum, write an email about it. Facebook post, Facebook comment, doesn't matter. I'm writing an email about it to send it out to the email list to make sales, right? You can pretty much do the same thing in your business, all right? Now that's number 1. Number 2 here is, if you want attention, controversy, right? You like really stir up the pot, make people mad, okay? Now I'm not saying to actually directly call out people. M did that in this album. You don't want to do that in business, okay? I mean, well, if you can, if you want to. I mean, it's really up to you, but you got to realize you got to have pretty big, you know what, to actually pull that off. And if you do manage to pull that off, guess what you just did? You just created, going back to lesson number 1, more content for yourself to use to create more profitable pieces of content. I mean, you got more critics, more haters, more comments, more nonsense coming your way that you can turn to profitable pieces of content. Pretty much the cycle will just repeat itself over and over and over and over again. All right, so if you want to get attention, and a lot of attention, you want to do it fast, controversy. If you really want to spark some real heat in your business, you can easily make a video like I am now. Start paying for some advertising, send some traffic to that video, targeting people in your industry, you know, or that existing dogma in that industry. So for example, let's say, hey, building an email list. Here's why you shouldn't build an email list, right? Say I made a video like that, and I'm the list building guy. So let's say I make a video like that. I start paying for ads, and I start showing that video in front of everybody's video. Like, hey, here's why you shouldn't build an email list. Here's why you shouldn't build an email list. And that's going to get a lot of attention real fast. A lot of people are going to be talking about it like, hey, who is this Isaiah Jackson dude saying you shouldn't be building an email list? He's lost his freaking mind, right? That's what you want to do, actually. Start paying for that ad. You know, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, pretty much anywhere your market hangs out at, pay for that advertising, all right? So, you want to get attention, you want to get it fast, controversy. All right, next tip, next lesson here is stop being so damn positive, right? Learn to use your anger, frustration, dissatisfaction, disappointment with where you're currently at in your life right now to actually create the result you're actually looking for. And this is actually pretty fitting because I was just finished reading No Rules by Dan Kennedy. And one of the things he talked about inside the book was the idea of this whole being positive all the time, but failing to realize that most businesses are started because we are not satisfied with where we're currently at in life, right? If you were to take this to, say, the fitness example, right? The reason why most people decide to get in better shape is because they are not happy with what they see in the mirror and they want to change it. So they take that energy of not liking what they see to do something about it. You can take that exact same approach and apply that to your online business. You may be looking at your business right now and like, man, I freaking hate this, man. I gotta do something different. And you're frustrated. Take that frustration and do something about it, right? Take that frustration you got, that anger, that hostility you got building up right now, and turn that into something, right? Give yourself a reason to use that energy. I mean, don't just sit on that energy, let it consume you. No, take it, use it to start something, to build something, to get started, all right? Trust me, it'll go a long way. It'll go a long way. Once you learn how to tap into that, you may be looking for reasons to become angry all of a sudden, okay? Which is not healthy, by the way, but at least you know how to actually use that negative energy, what most people call negative energy, and apply it to something to actually get a result that you're actually looking for. All right, moving on. Number 4 here. Okay, number 4, I say give the audience what they want when they least expect it. All right. And this just really has to do with how Kamikaze came out, right? August 31st, I think he posted like an Instagram post and a tweet. Hey guys, Kamikaze is out on iTunes. And that was it, right? So that's one thing, okay? What he was actually saying in the actual album was like, what in the world? This man is okay. He's back. He's back like he never left. And he's angry. He's out for blood, right? You can pretty much take that same concept and apply it to your business. I'm not saying just randomly announce that you're releasing a product. No, you definitely build up hype for that product. What I'm saying is when you do release that product, you may actually tell them, hey, I'm sending you this and this and this as a bonus, right? But what you don't tell them is this unannounced bonus, hence why it's called unannounced, that blows them away. So imagine this. Say you sell a digital product, okay? Hey, you get access to this and this and this and this, right? Let's say everybody who buys, you send them a flash drive in the mail with everything they just bought. Flash drive, a CD, a postcard, a binder for any printed materials that you may have access to, or you may actually be selling as a part of the course as well, ebooks and things like that. And they just send all that to them in a box, right? With all this stuff that they just bought, right? So they have the digital copy and the physical copy. That's what I call, really giving, surprising them by what you're actually giving your audience. Kind of like what Eminem did here in the actual record, giving them something they didn't really expect. I didn't expect this, you know what I mean? And we came out with it. It's pretty much the same deal. A lot of people weren't expecting it. So imagine that. If I buy your product, right, and all of a sudden I get something in the mail from you, least expected, and it's like, oh, this person sent me this big old box in the mail. I wonder what this is. I know I just bought this guy's product, but I don't know what it is. I open up the box, and sure enough, it'd be a binder, a notebook, pens and paper, you know what I mean, and things of that nature. Really just that shock and awe really is what you're going for here, all right? So create that shock and awe. As Dan Kennedy and the folks at GKIC would actually call it, no BS in a circle, I should say. All right, so moving on. Back to the 5th and final lesson from the Kamikaze album is make use of unpaid interns, right? This goes back again to number 1 and number 2, where number 1 being, if you got haters, create profitable content. And also, what was it? What was number 2? Jesus Christ, man. Jesus Christ. Yeah, if you want attention and controversy, okay, because the more people that talk about you and your business and your products, they're literally basically just becoming walking billboards for your stuff. It's like if enough people, say I did put out that list building video and enough people started talking about it, those are unpaid interns who are promoting me for me without me actually paying them to actually do it. That's pretty much what's happening here with this Eminem album, okay? You have hundreds of videos at this point that have been released reacting to just songs, single verses on the album, right? These people are basically Eminem's unpaid interns, okay? Eminem went number 1 in 70 countries in 24 hours, not because he's just Eminem, but obviously because he has a ton of people talking about what he just released, all right? You can take that same concept and apply it to your business. And it all starts with, ask yourself one question. What do you want your customers and subscribers to tell others about you, right? What do you want them to actually tell others about you? And when you start thinking like that, your actions start to reflect that. And when they reflect that, chances are what ends up happening is customers and things like that really start talking about you. I have some people reaching out to me on a daily basis. They were subscribed to my email list, and I'm asking, how did you hear about me? Like, how did you find me? Just curious on how in the world did you actually found me? And it's like somebody in AWOL mentioned you. Or I saw a video on AWOL and I saw one of your videos in the suggested feed and I watched the video. He didn't even sell me anything in the video. I'm like, I had to get on this guy's email list. And it's like, really? That's interesting. So, okay, cool. It's like, yeah, I told other people to actually start following you and whatnot because the amount of value and goodwill you gave before you even asked for anything. And it's like, well, look at that. That's exactly what I wanted to do to begin with. Take that mentality and apply that to your business as well. All right, so to recap on what these 5 lessons are, here we go. We got haters. Turn anything negative, positive they could potentially say about you, create a profitable piece of content. It could be email, video, blog posts, Facebook posts, tweets, really up to you. Moving on. Number 2, if you want attention, become controversial, all right? Don't be afraid either, but if you want attention, become controversial. Moving on. Number 3, stop trying to be positive all the damn time. Learn to use your anger, your frustration, your dissatisfaction to your advantage to create the results you're actually looking for. Number 4, give your audience what they want when they least expect it. This basically means over-delivering, but that's lame. It's played out. Go above and beyond for your customers, right? Trust me, they're going to remember you for it. Moving on. 5th and final one, make use of your unpaid interns. If you do that correctly, you pretty much will be doing just fine as far as business growth is concerned. So that's pretty much it for this video. If you would like to see more videos like this one and want to be notified when I'm uploading a new one, simply subscribe to the YouTube channel, click on that bell notification, and that's pretty much it, guys. I'm not going to ask you to like the video or anything like that. If anything, leave a thumbs down. That way I know people are paying attention, all right? Other than that, I'm going to get out of here. Talk to you guys later. Peace.